Caribbean capital, this is the GBN Television News. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
With your new GUT Credit Union Visa debit card, which gives you access to your cash at any Connex or Visa certified ATMs locally and internationally. Make your payments with a tap of your card using the contactless feature and have the freedom to make purchases locally, online, or overseas whenever you travel anywhere Visa is accepted. Experience the enhanced security fraud protection through the Visa chip technology. If you don't have your new GUT Credit Union Visa International debit card, speak to any one of our representatives today to do more. Your new GUT Credit Union Visa International Debit Card. A smarter way to access your cash. More smart, more secure.
We're back with Netbook News. It's Tuesday, June 14, 2022. In the headlines, Supervisor of Elections points to what he calls baseless claims about the registration of voters. Peter David promises to reintroduce marijuana bill to Parliament if re-elected by his constituents. Curlin Charles receives the Commonwealth Points of Light Award. In around the globe, regionally, armed robbers abort mission at St. James Credit Union after mistaking a hose for a gun. Internationally, police say no bodies found in search for missing men in Brazil. And in the sports news, Grenadian swimmers to participate in the FINA World Championships in Hungary. We invite you to stay close. We'll be back with the details.
The first segment of the news comes to you compliments Soft Weave Bathroom Tissue.
Have you heard about the new Soft Weave bathroom tissue with total hygiene? As hygiene and safety have taken center stage, our bathroom tissue is now manufactured with 3 different technologies to offer the best protection for you and your family. UVC light technology for a safe and effective disinfection process, eliminating 99.9% of microorganisms. Also, production at high temperatures, killing all types of germs and bacteria. And it's pH controlled with delicate fibers to prevent irritation for even sensitive skin. Soft Weave Total Hygiene Bathroom Tissue. Available in supermarkets and shops island-wide. Visit Soft Weave Caribbean Facebook or Instagram pages for more information.
Hello again from the Grenada Broadcasting Network. I'm Kenroy Batiste. The new National Party candidate for the Tongue of St. George, Peter David, has denied rumors circulating that Barbadian political strategist Hartley Henry turned down a $1 million offer to save the NMP from defeat at the polls.
The new National Party is dispelling as baseless information that has been circulated via WhatsApp that Barbadian political strategist Hartley Henry has told Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell that he cannot save his election campaign. The information, titled Breaking News, says leading Barbadian political strategist Hartley Henry flew out of Grenada after telling Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell that he cannot save him from defeat in the June 23rd general election. The circulation alleges that Hartley Henry refused to accept a payment of $1 million EC dollars after reviewing the latest figures of the various constituencies shown to him by Dr. Mitchell. It further alleged that Henry concluded that Dr. Mitchell miscalculated the rising popularity of his opponent, Dickon Mitchell. This information was countered by NNP candidate for the Tongue of St. George, Peter David.
You hear the one this morning about Hartley Henry? Oh, let me tell you this, that gentleman, a real gentleman, is my friend. And me and Hartley had a good laugh this morning. I asked him if he wanted a good Grenadian lawyer, but he ain't get back to me yet. They're trying to malign the name of everybody. They lied on me and Motley. They lied on Boy crazy, and now they are lying on my good friend, and that's the lies we know about.
No other formal pronouncements have been made on this information being circulated. This intrigue will certainly end on June 23rd when citizens go to the polls. For GBN News, Janelle MacDonald.
Now, officials of the Parliamentary Elections Office are calling on individuals making claims and objections regarding the voters' registration list to ensure they have enough evidence before doing so. Rena Thomas reports.
Supervisor of Elections, Mr. Elvis Moraine, says in investigating claims and objections made to the office, they have found that in several instances there were not enough facts to back the claims. Moraine outlined some of the key areas they received the claims and objections on.
Now, we receive on the 7th, from one person, we receive 45, and that was inclusive of 27 of the objections we were working on before, right? So in essence, it's about 18. We received 15 from another, and I'm saying agency because I'm not sure if it didn't say, okay, you might know the person, but not the political party. And we noticed that there are 3 persons who are common to both of that, right? And then we received another 25. And there we had mostly deaths. Well, as I said, presumed to be dead, because we have since proven that some of the list of deaths are not always accurate, right? So we had that, and we had about 6 persons relative to, in terms of a residency issue.
The Supervisor of Elections explains that in many instances the claims had no grounds for objections and even created uncertain moments for some individuals.
In the South, St. George's South, someone brought a claim for about 61, dead person. And it was an interesting experience because our first, and I want to say to the public, our first line, we look at it, and because it's death, you can't write to anybody. But so what we do, we then start to do our own search. And interesting in that scenario last week, when we were trying just call to assert, because we're calling now, which even though you call and you say, okay, the person died, we can't remove them, so we need information. So you say, okay, well, do you have a death certificate? Because that would authenticate that the person died. And, it was interesting last week that some people were didn't take it kindly. Because in some cases that we call, was the person on the other line, you say to them that
individuals making claims in the future are advised to ensure that there are sufficient facts to back up their claims.
So we have deaths. Deaths basically is our biggest category. We have residency as another one. We have migration in terms of someone claiming that someone has been out for more than the prescribed period. We also have an interesting one. Cannot be identified by that name and occupation, right? Interesting. We have that. And of course, the last one we have relative to people's on the police voters list.
Moraine was speaking at Government's weekly post-cabinet briefing. For GBN News, I'm Rena Thomas reporting.
Grenada has formalized an agreement with the Organization of American States, OAS, to observe general elections on June 23. This will be the 8th electoral observer mission mounted by the OAS to Grenada. Grenada's permanent representative to the OAS, Yolan Smith, signed the agreement last Friday with the Secretary General of the Hemispheric Institution, Luis Almagro. The OAS observer mission will be led by Dr. Rosina Wiltshire, a former United Nations resident coordinator and United Nations Development Program resident representative for Barbados and the OECS. Officials of the Parliamentary Elections Office have outlined the protocols and processes required for all voters on June 20 and 23. Key among them are security measures to ensure that the election process is free and fair. Rena Thomas is this report.
As As a means of guiding voters and ensuring that there is transparency on election day on June 28th and 23rd, officials from the Parliamentary Elections Office illustrated the process of how one vote. Before any vote is cast, every ballot box will be opened to show the presiding officers that it is empty and later locked until the end of the voting day. System Administrator at the Parliamentary Elections Office, Mr. Michael Millett, explains that there will be no indication on the ballot paper that would identify the voters.
When the presiding officer collects this ballot, he has to tear off that portion. So at the end, we are left with two pieces. This is the upper portion of the ballot that is torn off with the number on it. So we have this number here. This portion is torn off with the presiding officer's initial. This is kept by the presiding officer, and all that goes into the box is this. There is no marking on this to be able to identify anyone.
Millett also explained the different options of voting and how a voter can make their mark.
For whom you decide to cast your vote, you make your mark in that space here. So if you're voting for the triangle, you make your mark here. Some persons again might be looking for a box. We have promotion that is being done. Some of the candidates, when they do their flyers and so, they put a box and put an X inside the box. The law says you make a mark. It can be an X, it can be a tick, whatever, but preferably an X. But there is no box to look at to put your mark inside. So if you're voting for the triangle, you put your mark anywhere in that area. You're voting for this candidate, you put your mark in that area likewise.
The system administrator says there are security measures put in place to ensure that people can identify an up-to-date voters list and to ensure that each ballot is counted correctly.
The system for transmitting doesn't do anything to the votes. So persons might believe, oh, well, they're showing the results online in an electronic computerized system, they can do what they want. The results that are displayed are the actual results that came from the polling station. We're just not using the radio for that. And in real time, so the presiding officer finishes, the polls close at 5, there was no one else in the line, we finish count at 5:40. By 5:41, the results for that polling station gets online in real time. We at the electoral office, you in the public, everyone gets the results at the same time.
Millett spoke about how the results will be transmitted on elections day.
We cast our votes, we count, we know the results there and then. And this ends the poll. And once this is done and all the numbers balance off, the presiding officer therefore then calls the results, because he has to take the ballot box to the returning officer. The police moves along with them. But he calls the results, phone the returning officer and say, here's what, I have concluded my polling station and this is my count. 1 for the pentagon, 2 for the triangle, 4 for the rectangle. This results then gets put into an electronic system.
Grenadians were also reminded that the results released following the elections are preliminary until the recount of the votes the following day. For GBN News, I'm Rena Pett Thomas reporting.
This is Network News from the Grenadian capital. Coming up from us, Peter David promises to reintroduce marijuana bill to Parliament if re-elected by his constituents. And Colin Charles receives the Commonwealth Points of Light Award. We'll talk about that. Stay with us.
My name is Evan Monroe. I'm 23 years. I live in Marion St. George. I'm a poultry farmer. I heard about the Small Business Development Fund through a friend, so I went in and get signed up. So I get the funds to start one of my dream projects. And without the Small Business Fund, it would not be possible due to my age at this time. And I would like to thank the government of Grenada through the Small Business Development Fund for assisting me and making the project possible. I'd advise and give anybody encouragement who want to start a small business to go to the Small Business Development Fund for assistance. And I hope in the near future that I would be able to get more assistance to further the business and make it grow to an international level.
Part of the world, we need to be prepared for natural disasters like storms and hurricanes, even outside of the season. I'm sure you'll agree that keeping our loved ones, homes, and businesses safe is important. So, I came up with a few quick tips to help you stay safe. First, Make a family disaster plan and ensure that everyone in your household is familiar and comfortable with it. Remember to add batteries and flashlights to your emergency kit. Now for electrical safety. Familiarize yourself with your electrical panel, as it may be necessary to switch off the power during a storm or flood. Make sure you install a transfer or isolation switch to prevent your generator feeding electricity to Grenlec's line. If trees are too close to power lines, call Grenlec at 237 for advice. By following these easy steps, you will be well on your way to being hurricane ready. Don't be caught off guard by natural disasters. Prepare now. For more information, visit grenlec.com.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Thinking about your new home? Think easy. Think a Republic Bank Home Easy Loan. Think affordable. Think convenience. Think Republic.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3. Republic makes home easy.
Wow, that was such a breeze.
Own your home with ease.
So whether laying that first brick or purchasing an existing home, we've got you covered. Republic Bank will get you those keys hassle-free in no time.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Drop by any one of our 8 locations today. Getting your new home is easy with Republic Bank.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
The following is a paid political announcement. The views expressed are of the client and not the Grenada Broadcasting Network.
Sisters and brothers, I ask you to hear me just on this point. Examine the team of the National Democratic Congress. You just examine them. Compare them one by one. And what you see is an experienced group of people ready to take this country forward.
I'm Deacon Mitchell, and I endorse this message.
The preceding was a paid political announcement. The views expressed are of the client and not the Grenada Broadcasting Network.
Pfizer celebrates 75 years of transforming lives with its celebratory suite of loan products. Own your own vehicle, education, land, or home, and anchor your roots. Start living the life you deserve by applying for an Own Your Own loan at reduced interest rates. Simplify your life and consolidate all your debts by applying for a Simplify loan and open doors to new beginnings and explore more opportunities to shape your future. Call or send us a WhatsApp on 423-4987 or email us at loans@arisecu.com today to continue your journey towards financial freedom. Terms and conditions apply. Ariza Credit Union, celebrating 75 years of transforming lives.
They are the few, the strong, the elite. Grenada, get ready as our sporting gladiators go for gold and glory at the World Championships. Follow every throw, stride and jump from July 15th to the 24th. Capture the action daily on GBN television. It's the World Championships. The dream continues.
James is going to win it.
Leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Thinking about your new home? Think easy. Think a Republic Bank Home Easy Loan. Think affordable. Think convenience. Think Republic.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3. Republic makes home easy.
Wow, that was such a breeze.
Own your home with ease.
So whether laying that first brick or purchasing an existing home, we've got you covered. Republic Bank will get you those keys hassle-free in no time.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Drop by any one of our 8 locations today. Getting your new home is easy with Republic Bank.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Welcome back. Agriculture Minister Peter David says the new National Party will tread carefully with the decriminalization of marijuana bill, which he is promising will be reintroduced to Parliament if voters give the Keith Mitchell-led team another term in office.
The new National Party is promising, and if elected back into office, the bill as it relates to the decriminalization of marijuana will be reintroduced to Parliament. This was announced by Minister of Agriculture Peter David. Marijuana remains an illegal drug in Grenada. However, the NNP administration says it has been taking a thorough look at decriminalization and commercialization, as has been the growing trend around the world. Minister David says the approach will be a cautious one.
That we are moving cautiously but steadily. The first step that has already been started is to decriminalize cannabis, small quantities of cannabis, to ensure that our young people are not burdened with criminal records that could affect their path. That bill was presented to the stakeholders, and that bill was already presented to the Parliament of Grenada. We will have to reintroduce it when we win the elections on the 23rd of June.
David, who is the NNP candidate for the Tongue of St. George, says as it relates to commercialization, the NNP is seeking a regional approach.
At the same time, we have engaged the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines to work together to have a regional path on the commercialization of cannabis. We are working with St. Vincent, we are working with Dominica, St. Vincent, St. Lucia to organize the commercialization of cannabis.
Marijuana continues to be the fastest growing lucrative industry as it relates to medicine and recreation. Joseph Kador, GBN News.
Well, Her Majesty the Queen has recognized a Grenadian volunteer with the Commonwealth Points of Light Award. Details in this Christina John report.
I want to say to people to show up. Show up without judgment. Show up for a person living with HIV. Show up for a person living with cancer, whatever they may be going through. Just show up for them without question, without judgment, and without discrimination.
That's Ms. Colin Charles, project manager, consultant, and clinical sexologist. Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, as head of the Commonwealth, has on Friday recognized Ms. Colin Charles, representing Grenada, as the 227th Commonwealth Point of Light in honor of her exceptional voluntary service supporting people in Grenada living with HIV and AIDS.
Surprised, but also humbled and honored to receive such an award. I think in the work, when you're volunteering, you're not thinking about receiving an award, because for me, I received my award through the persons that I volunteer towards, the community that I volunteer with, the programs that we put together.
Colin is a sexual health expert who created Grenades in 2010, an organization that aims to support people living with HIV and AIDS, including implementing educational programs to schools, hosting community awareness activities, setting up a dedicated food bank for people with HIV and AIDS. In an exclusive interview on Tuesday, Charles told GBN she has been volunteering for more than 16 years.
I've always wanted to work with marginalized communities, always, since I was a little girl. And I think HIV found me. I was a teacher at that time, and Red Cross came into our school to talk about HIV and to talk about disaster preparedness and to get persons to volunteer. And I was drawn to the HIV aspect of things.
Michelle sees volunteerism as giving of one's time and skills in a selfless manner to people so deserving without looking forward to tangible benefits.
For me, it's a selfless act. It makes a difference in the lives of people. It makes a difference in the life of you, and it makes a difference in the life of your family and the community. I may not have gotten monetary contribution due to my volunteerism, but I've gotten so much more.
Colleen has also spearheaded a Love Without Fear campaign with national organization Grenchap, which emerged with grenades in 2020 to improve the education about sexually transmitted infections, particularly amongst the LGBTQ community. Christina John, GBN News.
Other news, GBN's Maggie King of the Grill returned, and organizers say it was welcomed by the Grenadian people. Grenada's biggest family event was off the calendar for 2 years due to the COVID-19 pandemic. People showed their appreciation by assembling at the Montrouge playing field to enjoy the event filled with friendly rivalry and excitement. Rena P. Thomas tells us more.
In a special prize-giving ceremony on Friday, GBN handed over prizes to winners of the Maggie King of the Grill 2022 competition. The winners were judged in 4 categories: chicken, pork, seafood, and creativity. While there were 16 registered grillers, only 14 participated in the event. Joseph Kado, one of the organizers of the event, announced the winner in the chicken category.
And the winner of the chicken category, Creative Chef, as a category winner, he gets 2 cases of products from the breweries, a gift basket from superb distributors, and a dinner for 2 at Koyaba. Our first runner-up in the chicken category, Kamel Lett, and Kamel receives a gift basket from Huggins. Our second runner-up in the chicken category, Nelson Ross, he receives a gift basket from superb distributors.
Creative Chef also took the first position in the pork category, walking away with products from Grenada Breweries and Huggins.
The winner in the creative category, Liz and Raul Telesford, and they win products from the breweries and a weekend for 2 at Katapa Condos. The first runner-up in the creative category, and you receive a Swedish massage at Koyaba Beach Resort. Michael Paul. And the second place runner-up in the creative category, you receive a breakfast for 2 at Siesta Hotel, Nelson Ross.
In the end, it was Mr. Nelson Ross who was crowned the King of the Grill 2022.
The overall winner of King of the Grill 2022, Nelson Ross. And for your troubles on the day, you receive $200 US from Maggie. You get a product hamper from Maggie, and you get a weekend for 2 at Siesta Hotel.
For GBN News, I am Rena P. Thomas reporting.
Congratulations to all the winners. Stay in your craft. We now turn our attention to what has been creating a buzz on social media.
GBN Social Buzz is reaching beyond the local platform to share with you what's trending on social media. We browse the World Wide Web and bring to you the topics inciting the most reaction and debate among users. On Monday, GBN reported no charges had been leveled against protesters working at the T.M. Community College. However, police were forced to intervene after the college decided that the protesters were disturbing the peace.
This is what spurred management at the TAM-CC to call police, a move viewed as an act of intimidation by the union representing the workers. It's almost 1 month since employees at the tertiary institution started protest action in an effort to get management to pay their outstanding increments and wage increases owed to them since 2012. The Public Workers Union President Brian Grimes says this morning's action would only add fuel to the fire.
I can say the management of TAM-CC has made a bad situation worse. I received a call this morning, call and text from the hierarchy at the TMR Community College. regarding the industrial action here. The hierarchy is claiming that the workers are too noisy and for it to be stopped.
Viewers took to the comment section to share their opinions on the latest developments. The following views are of members of the public and not necessarily of the GBN. Veronica said, intimidation by highly recommended people. Claudette added, the only set of people that gets what they want in Tam CC is the people on the top. The workers get nothing, and it's them that are doing the work. I'm tired of hearing government saying that they will investigate, but nothing comes out of it. These people are not nice. I worked there. Gladliness said, pay the people their wage increase. Desaline added, the students have to join in and support their teachers. Coylan said, stepping up the pressure, enough is enough. We can't take it no more. Rayan chimed in, laughing out loud. So Parliament was closed consistently for the past 10 years? I am weak. Where they get some people? Pay the workers their monies. Samantha said, some school children in examinations, Sam CC and GBSS, and these fools want to disrupt these critical life-determining exams to protest? That is the issue. The protest disrupting exams, and if Grimes cannot speak to that and guide his protesters, what is the point of his leadership? Vanessa said, that's the only time police does come fast. That's what's buzzing tonight. We encourage you, our viewers and listeners, to submit your think pieces on trending topics locally, regionally, and internationally via our Facebook page and YouTube channel. Continue to share your thoughts and concerns with us on our social media platforms.
All right, I'm told we have to take a break, but still ahead from us, we'll share with you the importance of protective cultivation systems as part of the practice of climate-smart agriculture. This is Network News.
Thing. Every day we snouting, say boom.
Yo, this is Skinny Fabulous, and I'm inviting you to be ready this carnival season with Courts Ready Cash. Get up to $20,000 cash right now. No deposit needed, and it's completely hassle-free. You will have your money in your hand in less than 24 hours. What are you waiting for? Don't miss the vibes this carnival season. It's all about Courts Ready Cash. Ready when you are.
Thinking bad, all my friend them stinking mad. We be having thinking bad. Call me the drinking god.
Please be advised that our office has been relocated to Steele's Commercial Complex, Grandance St. George. We at CGI, Consumers Guarantee Insurance Company Limited, look forward to serving you at our new location. Call us on telephone number 440-0217 or visit our website www.insurecgi.com.
Spice Mass is back! And Grenada Distillers Limited wants you to win big with its bottleneck promotion. With every purchase of pure white or special dark, you are automatically entered for a chance to win. Win tickets to Soca Mona. Win free costumes. Win bottles of Clark Scott Rum, Grenada's #1. Win cold hard cash and more. Simply write your name, address, and contact details at the back of this bottleneck and insert in the boxes at participating outlets and the Clark Scott sales van. Win big for Spice Mass with Clark Scott, Grenada's #1 rum.
A whole new level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
Eastern Caribbean Central Bank is rolling out D-Cash, the next step in the evolution of the EC dollar. Use D-Cash to send and receive money to and from friends and family. Make payments directly from your smart device. Make payments from wherever you are. Download the app from the Google Play or Apple Store and sign up, or visit dcashec.com for more information. The future of the EC dollar is digital. Let's make history together.
This is GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium. This segment is brought to you by Flow.
Why pay full price for your mobile when you can pay half? Just bundle your home internet and mobile services with Flow and save 50% on your mobile bill. That's money in your pockets every month. Plus, now you get free YouTube and WhatsApp data. And you can share your plan with up to 3 other numbers. Upgrade now and get a free smartphone. Switch and keep your number. Learn more at discoverflow.co.
Integrated pest management under protected cultivation systems, recognizing the impacts climate change continues to have on agriculture. The Food and Agriculture Organization facilitated a workshop at the National Stadium.
The aim was to bring farmers, input suppliers, and extension officers up to speed on protective cultivation systems, as it underscores its importance in ensuring an effective practice of climate-smart agriculture. Covered cultivation in greenhouse systems, seedling production, irrigation, nutrition, and pest and disease management were the areas of focus. As part of the practical component, a number of protective agriculture plots were visited to conduct field assessments. Senior Agriculture Officer Lawrence St. Louis explained that protective culture systems is paramount to Grenada's food security and helps to address food challenges in a sustainable and resilient manner.
Protected cultivation, growing in greenhouses, shade houses, tunnels, aquaponic and hydroponic systems, provides us with the means to produce larger quantities of food of higher quality in areas where this may not have been previously possible, on smaller tracts of land and with less chemical interventions. Protected cultivation allows us to address many of the challenges of food production in a sustainable and resilient manner.
FAO Officer Melvin Navarro's presentation focused on some of the changes that need to be made in order to have greater efficiencies in cultivation. He pointed to some of the issues farmers face in Grenada, 2 of them being excessive rain and pests and diseases.
I think what we need to work is establishing the first demonstration plots during this year and next year, growing different crops, as many crop cycles as possible, and then we will be able to see how the performance is, and as a next step, I think it will be good to have a standardized system.
National consultant for the project, Ronald O'Neill, says they are contemplating recommendations for the best designs, noting that the main problem in the structures is too much heat, which makes it difficult for farmers to operate and crop to produce.
He has recommended certain designs that would cool the structures better, for example, like cold plastic and the orientation of the greenhouse and the vents that you would put. So using those kinds of recommendation, I think moving forward we will be able to have much better production, much better productivity in our protected culture houses, or what we normally call greenhouses.
The information dispensed, he says, will effectively assist farmers with management in the field.
All right, Christina John reporting there. It's time to take a peek through the GBN ISO lens.
A good eye captures all. GBN ISO is brought to you by Clear Vision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. Clear Vision Eye Center helps you do just that. We
provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Clear Vision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
Reversing into tonight's eyesore is the youngest truck driver the GBN team has seen. Videographed here is a 9-year-old boy driving a truck on the family business premises. He is considered by our eyesore reporter as one of the youngest entrepreneurs on the island. Encourage you to send your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Stay with us. Coming up, the weather followed by the sports news.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom,
for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
Introducing Color by Seasons. 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 Color by Seasons.
Keeping an eye on the weather. This is GBN. We've got you covered.
Weather for Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique, valid for tonight and the following 3 days. Weather tonight, partly cloudy, becoming cloudy with light to moderate early morning showers. Tonight's minimum temperature, 25 degrees Celsius. Wind easterly to east-southeasterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Seas slight to moderate, waves 3 to 5 feet in open water. Tides low at 9 p.m., high at 2:18 a.m. Sunrise tomorrow morning, 5:44. The weather on Wednesday, June 15, partly cloudy to occasionally cloudy and hazy with light scattered showers. On Thursday, June 16, partly cloudy and hazy with few light scattered showers. And on Friday, June 17, partly cloudy and hazy. That's the weather for you. Good evening to you, sporting fans. The Grenada Amateur Swimming Association has named 2 national swimmers, Genevieve Benoit and Tilly Collymore, to participate in the 19th FINA World Championships in Budapest, Hungary. Here's what we can tell you. The 2 swimmers, along with 2 officials, will depart this week for Budapest. Benoit, who is currently based in Florida, representing Grenada on a FINA swimming scholarship, is no stranger to international competition, as he has represented Grenada at several regional and international competitions. He surpassed gold, silver and bronze Carifta and CC-CAN medalists. Collymore has also represented Grenada at the regional level and is a 2022 Carifta medalist. We can tell you too, this competition, however, represents the debut of the young swimmer on the international competitive stage. In the recently held Pan Am Aquatics Age Group Championships in Trinidad, Collymore set a national record in the 1500-meter freestyle and a time of 19 minutes, 40.63 seconds. This one to report. Opener Jeremy Solorzano narrowly missed out on a century, but captain Yannick Carrier and tail ender Preston McSween added half centuries of their own in a thrilling batting display against Bangladesh on the third and final day of the three-day tour match on Sunday. We zoom in on 83 with the CWI President's 11. On 201 for 4, the left-handed Solorzano fell for 92 after facing 218 balls in 5.5 hours and striking 11 fours. He was adjudged leg before wicket to left-arm seamer Mustafizur Rahman. Carrier, who started the day 21, made 56, while McSween, a specialist left-arm swing bowler, entertained himself with a cavalier unbeaten 50 from 62 balls, which contained 8 fours and a 6. Colin Archibald, batting at number 8, produced a dashing unbeaten 40 from 44 balls as the President's 11 piled up 359 for 8 declared in reply to Bangladesh's 310 for 7 declared on a placid surface at the Coolidge Cricket Ground. The final round of the T10 Blaze continues on Tuesday, following some intensely competitive matches on Monday. Table toppers Barbados defeated second-place Jamaica, while Guyana defeated Leewards by 75 runs. But it was the Trinidad and Tobago versus Windward Islands match that held spectators in suspense and at the edge of their seats. TNT edged Windward Islands by 1 run as Brittany Cooper led the Trinidad and Tobago batting with an unbeaten 47 off 41 balls. And Issa Mohammed chipped in with 19 off 24 balls with 3 boundaries, but they could only muster 88 for 8 from their 20 overs. Left-arm spinner Kiana Joseph had the batters in a web as she spun her way to 3 wickets for just 10 runs, while Seema Pearl Etienne was next best with 2 wickets for 17. But Trinidad and Tobago's attack showed their might with some excellent bowling to secure the narrow win. Zeta James, 28 not out, and Affie Fletcher, 16, showed some resistance for the Windwards, who finished on 87 for 7 off their 20 overs. That's the sports news for now. A group of armed robbers aborted their mission at the branch of the People's Cooperative Credit Union in Maroon Town, St. James on Friday after a man brandished a hose that was apparently mistaken for a gun. More in this TVJ report.
the moment masked robbers stormed inside the PC Bank in Springmount, St. James Friday. All armed, they were seen making several attempts to break the glass to gain access to the cash at the financial institution. But attempt after attempt, they failed. According to the recording from the CCTV footage, this was taking place just a minute before 11 o'clock. Thankfully, there were no customers inside. This is the moment when the men arrived at the location. The heavily tinted vehicle which they were traveling in drove onto the compound. Not long after, a female security guard exited the building. In the blink of an eye, she was ambushed, then physically assaulted, then dragged. She was robbed of her cellular phone. In total, there were 5 men. Suddenly, the one carrying the high-powered weapon emerged firing gunshots. He was responding to what he thought was an attack. He then made a hasty retreat. The others followed. We were told that they were reacting to the sound of gunshots being fired, and a man they thought was armed with a high-powered weapon. But here he is, the man who scared the robbers away. Turns out he didn't have a gun. According to the police reports, he pretended he did with a piece of hose he was holding. So what about the sounds of gunshots? Well, they came from his mouth. The police say the man is of unsound mind and is well known in the area. It's unclear how many staff members were inside the bank during the episode, but those present, including the security guard, were left shaken. They were saved by an unlikely hero.
153 children aged 5 to 11 received their jabs on Saturday, when the Ministry of Health rolled out its COVID-19 pediatric vaccination exercise in Guyana. HGP TV has this report.
Since the commencement of the rollout of the country's COVID-19 vaccination campaign for the 5 to 11 age group on Saturday at the National Cultural Center Tarmac, a total of 153 children have received the jab. Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony, providing an update on the local COVID-19 situation on Monday, described the response so far as very good. He expressed optimism that the figure will witness a satisfactory upward trajectory in the coming weeks.
We were able to vaccinate 153 children between the ages of 5 and 11. We also did other vaccination because the parents who accompanied the children, some of them got booster doses.
Additionally, 51 booster doses were administered to the adolescent cohort. A number of adults also accessed their second boosters. Furthermore, the subject minister noted that decisions are ongoing with the Ministry of Education to establish a joint committee to facilitate the vaccination rollout in schools across the various administrative regions.
And the Ministry of Education would have sent out consent forms to the parents, and they have been able to collect a lot of those responses.
This other one to report. Police in Brazil and an indigenous search group have dismissed reports that they found the bodies of British journalist Dom Phillips and indigenous expert Bruno Pereira, who went missing in the Amazon rainforest more than a week ago. Phillips and Pereira were last seen on June 5 while on a reporting trip in the Javari Valley, a remote jungle area near the border with Peru and Colombia. More from Al Jazeera.
Hundreds of indigenous protesters took to the streets of Atalaia do Norte. They demanded justice for indigenous expert Bruno Pereira and British journalist Dom Phillips. They went missing a week ago while they were returning from an expedition to the Javari Valley Reservation, home to the largest number of uncontacted tribes in the world. Where are Bruno and Dom? They chanted. But the demonstrators also denounced the onslaught they have been suffering from illegal fishermen, poachers, loggers, and miners. Bruno Pereira had been helping them patrol their territory and map the invasions. Dom Phillips was accompanying him on a trip to finish writing a book on how to save the Amazon. On Sunday, after a week-long search, divers retrieved a plastic bag from the river containing a backpack and some belongings of the two missing men.
We'll remind you of the headlines after this. Stay tuned for continued programming on the Grenada Broadcasting Network, but first a reminder of the headlines. Supervisor of Elections Elvis Moraine points to what he calls baseless claims about the registration of voters. Peter David promises to reintroduce marijuana bill to Parliament if re-elected by his constituents. Curlin Charles receives the Commonwealth Points of Light Award. In around the globe, regionally armed robbers abort mission at St. James Credit Union after mistaking a hose for a gun. Internationally, police say no bodies found in search for missing men in Brazil. Plus, in the sports news, Grenadian swimmers to participate in the FINA World Championships in Hungary. We wish the team the very best. If you missed any part of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online at gbn.gd, on GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I'm Ken Roy Batiste. That's all from us in the newsroom for now. Thanks for watching. Good night.
They are the few, the strong, the elite. Grenada, get ready as our sporting gladiators go for gold and glory at the World Championships. Follow every throw, stride and jump from July 15th to the 24th. Capture the action daily on GBN Television. It's the World Championships. The dream continues.
James is going to win it.
You know, one day I woke up and, they painted a set of pedestrian crossing